Back to the KDPG Sunday edition. 50 years ago this weekend, people everywhere huddled around their TVs to watch Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walk on the moon. And a half century later, we're still celebrating that achievement, but what often gets lost is how many people it took to get to the moon. At its peak, the Apollo program employed 400,000 people, from engineers, mathematicians, caterers, nurses. Flash forward to today, and NASA has set a new deadline: get humans back on the moon by 2024, and that mission is getting a big boost from a Pittsburgh company. We're joined now by John Thornton, the CEO of Astrobotic, which describes itself as DHL to the moon, part of an industry that's going to deliver stuff to the moon. And NASA will be paying more than $90 million to Astrobotic to carry its scientific equipment up there. Joe, go ahead.
Well,
do I have that figure right? More than 90 million?
We've won 95 million in last year.
Not bad.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, how did you get into this business? I mean, how did you just decide to, and why did you choose Pittsburgh?
It's been a long road for us. We started 12 years ago as a company spinning out of Carnegie Mellon, and originally it was to pursue the Google Lunar X Prize, which was to be the first to go to the moon, drive 500 meters, send back pictures and video. What we quickly realized is the prize is not enough and we needed to build a business. So we built a business around delivering payloads to the surface of the moon. So it's kind of like a shipping company, taking customers all over the world. We put them on our lander, fly them up to the moon. Once on the moon, we become the local utility, providing power and communications for customers that come with us.
So who wants you to put their stuff on the moon, and what kind of cargo do you carry?
We actually have 28 payloads signed up for our first mission already. The biggest is NASA's recent purchase for $80 million to send up to 14 payloads to the surface of the moon. We also have a precision landing sensor that NASA also contracted for us to send. Then we have 14 non-NASA payloads in addition. And those payloads range from science instruments to exploration devices to even marketing experiences for folks. There's some precursors for looking at the resources on the moon. So for example, water is one of the big things that people are focused on, and the reason for that is if you have water, you can split it into oxygen and hydrogen and condense that, and that's rocket fuel.
Do it all the time. All right, so let's take this. Let's take what you're doing sort of one by one. I think we can show a picture of Moon Ranger. This is your lander that's gonna go to the moon within the next couple of years. And correct me if I'm wrong, but part of its mission will be to map some of the surface of the moon, difficult areas to get to, and it's part of a larger effort to prepare for the return of people on the moon. Is that right?
That's right. That's right. So what's pictured here is our lander in the background, Peregrine and Moon Ranger's in the foreground here. This is the rover. So together these are part of the exploration precursor missions for settling and sending humans back to the moon. So we need to know where to land, where the interesting spots are, and where to send the humans.
Okay, so what does a Moon Ranger cost to develop?
So we got a $5.6 million contract from NASA, and that's for just the development of the rover. And then that rover will be competed for a delivery contract inside of the NASA delivery commercial delivery program.
Does Moon Ranger exist yet?
Moon Ranger is in development, so it will exist in about 18 to 24 months.
Moon Ranger has no human operator. It's completely autonomous. Who controls it?
So Moon Ranger will actually be operated from here in Pittsburgh. We're going to have mission control driving the robot here on Earth. There will be times when it will be remote controlled, and other times, most of the time, where it will be completely autonomous, driving out and doing its mission.
So it will be mapping the surface of the moon and exploring lunar pits, which may be future sites of settlement. Is
That's
that right?
correct. So we're debating, as a community, where to go to the moon. One of the big interesting places is the South Pole because of the resources in the water. Another interesting place are these caves and pits. There are caves on the moon that are very, very large that could provide protection for the astronauts. They actually found one that could be the size of Philadelphia.
Interesting.
And why do you think they might be places where humans could live?
So if you're in a cave on a moon, you're protected from the elements. So people settled in caves here on Earth first for the same reason. On the moon, the elements are a little different. You've got radiation that comes from the sun. The moon doesn't have a magnetic sphere that deflects that. You also have small meteorites and things coming through the atmosphere here on Earth that get burned up in beautiful displays of color in the night sky. But on the moon, all of those rocks come straight down to the surface at orbital velocity. And if you're in a cave, you're protected from that. The other is the moon is actually a very hot and cold place. So a single day on the moon is 28 days. There's 14 days of light, 14 days of dark. During that light period, it gets up to 120 degrees Celsius or about 250 degrees Fahrenheit. And then at night, when the sun sets, it gets down to liquid nitrogen cold and stays there for 14 days. But if you're in a cave, you're protected from that. So potentially the caves could be where humans settle on the moon.
So Moon Ranger is doing some house hunting, potential house hunting.
House hunting and looking for resources and looking for where to put down.
So I'm just curious, here we are 50 years after Apollo 11, and I think people imagine that, oh my gosh, back in 1969 people thought, well, 50 years from now, who knows where we will have gone. And some people have been frustrated with the pace of space exploration. What are your thoughts 50 years after Apollo 11, and when you think about what you're doing now, and just, you know, kind of your impression of where we are on the scale of space exploration?
So first, I am so inspired by what Apollo did. They had 400,000 people working for them. They had about 4.5% of the nation's budget at the time. NASA's budget now is less than a tenth of what it was at the time, so that's one difference. But everything that Apollo created, it built a $360 billion space industry worldwide today. And only a quarter of that is government spending. So 3/4 of a $360 billion industry is built by commercial platforms that are routinely providing services to us. Think satellite TV, satellite radio, satellite phones. So I think you know, Apollo laid that groundwork and set the stage for things to come. And for the moon in particular, it was mostly about winning a Cold War and showing who's got the biggest rocket and the most technical capability. Now going back to the moon, it's different. Now it's about how can we use the moon to further our advances in space exploration and development of our solar system, and can we use the moon to for ourselves back here on Earth.
So do you think that the private sector will be driving space exploration for the foreseeable future?
I think that it's going to continue to be a public-private partnership between governments and private sector. And I think it's going to follow a similar pattern that we've seen with satellites. So governments flew the first satellites. Now commercial is flying satellites regularly. That allows the governments and space agencies to move on. They can build on those building blocks and go forward. And so that transition is occurring right now for the moon. The moon is the next place where commercial will be the next building block that the agencies will build on. So if water fuel is available, space agencies will be able to refuel their spacecraft on their way out to Mars and other deeper space destinations.
What does the fact that your company is doing what it's doing, has won these contracts, tens of millions of dollars, what does it mean for Pittsburgh? What does it mean for the overall robotics industry here? What does it mean for Robotics Row and, you know, the whole future of technology and the economy here?
I'm incredibly excited for Pittsburgh. Around the Apollo era, there were several companies involved in the mission to go back to the moon, but nowadays there's very, very little space activity going on here in Pittsburgh. This is a resurgence. This is bringing things back and leading the country and the world back to the moon. I think if Pittsburgh can land on the moon, Pittsburgh can do anything.
How many people do you employ, and are you hiring? And if so, who do you need?
We have 25 people working for us right now, and we are hiring furiously at the moment. We're looking for engineers of all disciplines, mechanical, electrical, software, integrated systems, you name it, we're interested in it, because space is a really challenging environment, and we need the world's best engineers to help us out.
So are you and CMU stimulating a mini sector here? Do you see other companies forming or moving here to support the work you do or complement the work that you do?
I think we will see more and more subcontractors, for example. So we're going to be outsourcing as many parts and components as we can to local companies. So metal manufacturing, for example, board manufacturing. We want to build up that ecosystem here in Pittsburgh, and we want Pittsburgh to become a hub for space travel for the world to go through. And fundamentally, it's built on the building block of robotics. It's homegrown robotics here in town. We import space, and we create the world's best space robotics that'll keep us competitive for a long time to come.
You know, you mentioned how the Cold War was the backdrop to the Apollo mission. We had this rivalry with the Soviet Union, the fear that we were falling behind, and that fueled it to a large degree. Maybe we don't have Apollo 11 if not for that factor. So today, we don't have that competition, but we do have companies like yours competing with other companies who want to do the same thing, who want to win the same contract. So does having CMU here I mean, is that just a phenomenal advantage to have? Does it almost make it unfair for other cities because CMU is such a phenomenal resource?
CMU is a great partner and ally for us, and it provides that robotics capability and expertise, and that's what fuels us as a company. It's also important, though, that we bring national space experience to Pittsburgh. If you go to cities like Houston or Florida, like the Space Coast, or San Francisco or DC, they have established space communities, and a lot of families there will know someone that works in the space community. Here in Pittsburgh, it's new. So we're bringing a lot of that in, and it's that mix that makes it key, and that's what we're excited about Pittsburgh for, because I think it's a great environment to grow a space company.
All right, we're down to our last 30 seconds, so give me some dates. When will Moon Ranger be on the moon?
So our first mission will fly in July of 2021, and Moon Ranger will fly probably on a second mission about a year later.
Okay, so the lander Peregrine is the first mission?
That's right.
2021, less than 2 years.
That's right. It's coming up.
You feel ready?
Excited and ready to go.
You have a big countdown clock at your facility?
We will make sure that Pittsburgh is celebrating with us, and it's going to be exciting.
All right, all the best of luck, John, to everybody at
Thank you.
Astrobotic.
Appreciate it.
All right, we'll take a break, back with some final thoughts in just a moment.